Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I am going to talk about copy files. This is a file staging command where you can copy the files from one stage to another stage. Here is the agenda for today. Introduction, syntax, required parameters, optional parameters, access control requirements, usage notes, and then demo or working session with examples. This copy files command introduced recently with release 9.19 release, and it is general available now, and this comes under file staging commands. Here under file staging commands we have a put, get, list and remove. Along with this is the copy files is the new command where you can copy files from one stage to another stage. Introduction, copy files from a source location to an output stage. Here source location to target location. You can either use a stage or a query as the source of the files to copy. So you can use the stage name as the source, or you can use a query as a source to copy the files from source to target. So use a stage as a source to copy files from one stage to another without renaming. You can do the without renaming as well. Okay. Use a query as a source for the following tasks. So you can use the copy command in two ways, by using the source as the stage, and another one is the query. So copy from R to set a file of, to set a files. I mean a set of files defined by query. Okay. So if you want to copy more than one file, you can use the query in the form of select statement. Copy files from files written by UDF. For example, writing files from Snowflake, Python, UDF and UDDF. This is the another option. Copy from scoped or staged URLs. I will talk about what is this staged URLs or scoped URLs in the demo in detail. You can copy from and to existing named stage as following table illustrates. See, here is the source location and target location. So if you use this to, source location as the internal named stage, you can copy files from internal stage to internal stage. This is the one option. And external stage to internal named stage, and internal named stage to external stage. Here external stage is nothing but a S3 bucket or blob storage or Google this. External to external, we can perform all these. And also you can copy files from your Snowflake Git repository clone to internal named stage. For that, you need to create a Git repository object in the Snowflake to get the or clone the data from your Git into Snowflake. After that, you can copy files from Snowflake Git repository to internal named stage, and Snowflake Git repository clone to external stage as well. Okay. A target or a source external stage can reference files in any of the following cloud storage services or on-premises locations. So Amazon S3, we can use the Amazon S3 to create an external stage. Google Cloud Storage, Microsoft Azure Blob Storage, Microsoft Data Lake Storage Gen 2, Microsoft Azure General Purpose V2 location, Amazon S3 compatible storage. Syntax. Now we are going to talk about syntax. So copy from a stage. So this is the copy files into namespace dot stage name. Here please note that namespace is nothing but a database name dot schema. If you not use the use database, use schema. Okay. Path, what is the path? And from namespace target, this is the target, and you can specify the what are the files you are going to copy from source to target by using the property or parameter files. Okay. And you can also specify the pattern. Okay. So for that you can use the regular expression pattern. And the detailed output is the another parameter or property where you can keep the true or false. Okay, I will show you in the demo what is the difference between, I mean, without using the detailed output is equal to true. By default is the true. And if you, okay, if you want to use this one, okay, you have to specify this property along with your copy files into command. And another syntax, copy from a query. See, copy files into namespace dot stage name path. From here you need to write a select. Okay, what is the existing URL and new file name. From that means you have to create a one configuration table where you can store the what are the files you are going to copy from, you know, from, and what is the file name you are going to in the store, I mean, you know, target location, so that you can maintain the configuration table where you are, you can call it as the lookup table where you can keep all the your details, so that you know you can use that query as part of your copy from query option. Okay, detailed, here you cannot use the, please note that here you cannot use the pattern or files parameter, because you know by using the query only you can apply the filter conditions, what files you required. Okay, and you can use the, instead of pattern you can use the like function as part of the where condition. Okay, that's where these two commands, files and pattern parameters are not available from the copy from a query option. Required parameters, what are the required parameters? Okay, here into class is the required parameter, so specifies the target location for the copied files. So after into you have to specify the what is the target location. A namespace is the database or a schema in which the internal or external stage resides in the form of database name dot schema name or schema name. So the namespace is optional if database and schema are currently in use within the user session. So you have a session, if you use the use data within your session, use database, use schema, then you no need to use the namespace, you can directly use the your stage name. But good practice, you always use the database name dot schema name dot stage name, even though if you set the details in your current session, otherwise it is required. Okay, you have to specify the all the details. Path is an optional, case sensitive. Please note that it is a case sensitive path in the cloud storage location that specifies a set of files to copy from the source stage or specific location on the target stage. Your cloud storage service might call the path prefix or a folder. You can call it as a prefix or a folder. Okay. So here is okay. So note the values into must be literal constants. The values cannot be SQL variables. You cannot use the SQL variables after into class. Okay, this is very important. So using a stage as a source. Okay, from here is the from. So here we have to use the namespace, stage name, and path. So specifies the source location where files to copy or stage. I mean where your files, okay, are present. The values provided to from follows the same specification and constraints as into values. So whatever that you know into class, same we have to follow. Using a query as a source. So from, after from, here select existing URL, new URL from, and if you require where class, and if you want to apply the filter, I like, okay, you can apply the all the filters. Specifies the source location and optional relative output location for copied files. Each row that the select query returns the represents a file to copy. So whatever that you know you are going to get the n number of rows, those are the you know files to copy. Existing URL is the scoped URL, stage name, or stage URL. I will show you in the demo what is the scoped URL. New file name is an optional relative path from the output stage specified for into class. So why, I mean, if you don't specify the new file location, whatever that you know source file name, that file name will created in this target location. Optional parameters. Now files is the optional parameters. Okay, you can specify the, I mean, in your source stage, assume that you have a more than one file, then out of that how many files you want to copy. In that case you can specify the by using the files parameter, okay, along with file 1, file 2, file 3, and so on. Specifies a list of one or more comma separated file names to copy. The files must already be staged in the source location that you specify in the command. Okay, so whatever you are going to specify the file names as part of okay, in this files parameter, those files should be okay, present. Snowflake skips any specified file that cannot be found. Suppose if you specify the file name as the xyz, that xyz.csv, that xyz.csv file is not available in your source location, then it will just skip. It won't throw any error. It will just skip. You can specify a maximum of 1000 file names. Okay, here file 1, file 2, up to you can specify the maximum 1000 files only as of today. Copy files from a query does not support this option. So copy files, okay, does not support. Instead, use the query to provide the file names list. So directly you can specify the, as I mentioned earlier also, you cannot use this parameter along with the copy files from a query option. Pattern. So this is also an optional parameter. Specify a regular expression. Specifies a regular expression pattern for filtering the list of files to copy. Okay, so this command applies the regular expressions to the entire storage location in the from clause. Okay, copy files from query does not support this option. Instead, use the query to provide the file name list. So you have to use the file name list. So as I mentioned, that pattern you cannot use as part of the copy from files. So here is the tip for best performance: avoid patterns that filter on large number of files. So in your source location, you have a n number of large number of files. Then don't use these pattern. Okay. Optional parameters. Another one is the detailed output. So true or false. By default true if you don't use this detailed output parameter as part of your copy. Specifies whether a command output should summarize the results of the copy operations or list each file copied. So if you specify the detailed underscore output is equal to false, then what is just how many files copied? Simple. Otherwise, if you don't specify or with equal to true, then for example in your source location there are 100 files are there. Then after using the copy command, then copy into files command, copy files command, then it will displays the how many files are copied into the target location. Okay, see value default is the true, and if true the output includes a row for each file copied to the target location. A single column named file contains the target path and file name for each copied file. If false, the output is a single row with the number of files that were copied. Okay, now what are the access control required to execute or run the copy files command? A role used to execute this SQL command must have the following privileges depending on the source and target locations at a minimum. Okay, so here usage privilege on the external stage required on a source or target, both you required. Okay, read permission on the internal named stage and write permission on the internal stage. So read and write. So you can use the with these three permissions we can perform. Please note that the usage privilege on the parent database and schema. Parent database schema, that means where these stages are present. Okay, so stage is nothing but a schema level object. So to access the schema level object, you need the usage privilege on database and schema as well to perform operations on the any object in the schema. Okay, usage notes, these are the very important. This command does not support the following cases. Okay, copying files to or from table stages. In Snowflake we have a different types of stages. Okay, one is the named stage, internal stage and external stage. External stages are created from cloud storages, whereas internal stages created within the Snowflake. So these are three types. One is the named stage, table stage and user stage. These are the three stages. Okay, so table stage we cannot use. When using a stage as a source, copying files to or from user stage also we cannot use. Copying data in archival cloud storage classes that requires the restoration before it can be retrieval. Archival storage classes includes the Amazon S3 Glacier Flexible Retrieval, Glacier Deep Archive, or Microsoft Azure Archive Storage. So you cannot use copy into these locations. Copying files that are larger than 5 GB. Suppose in your source location, if you have a 5 GB file is there, then you cannot copy from one location to another location by using the copy files command. Next, considerations for the running this command. Here are the few considerations we need to follow. Copy files statements overwrite any existing file with matching names in the target location. For example, in your source location there is a abc.csv and you have a target location already that abc.csv file is exist, then just overwrite. Okay, the command does not remove any existing file that don't match the name of the copy files. For example, if you have a file mention that abc.csv file which is not available in your source but is available in the target, okay, in that case it will not remove target, okay, file from the target location. If a file copy operation fails, Snowflake doesn't perform any automatic cleanup, like you don't have a rollback kind of thing. For example, in your copy file operation, you have a mention that five files. Okay, after copying the two files at the third file during the third file process. Okay, if you get any error, it will not clean up whatever that two files are copied. Those will be there in the target location. The copy files command incurs data transfer and compute cost. Please note that this is very important. I mean, when you are copying the from one location to another location, so cost related to data transfer and compute cost also. Okay. Snowflake does not maintain a file copy history for the copy command. For example, if you use the copy into loading and unloading, then you have a copy underscore history metadata, okay, view where you can see the how many files copied, all these things. But here for copy files command, for this command, we don't have any history command at this point. Maybe in future Snowflake may introduce that one. Not sure about that. Yeah. Let's see same this in action or demo. In this demo, I'm going to show you step by step how to execute the copy files with all options. I'm going to use the demo DB and public schema. So use schema name, and I'm going to create the two stages. For one is the source location, for another one is the target location. Create or replace stage name is the src stage. So stage area src underscore stage successfully created. Now I'm going to create another story. So create or replace stage at target trg underscore stage. So stage area trg underscore stage successfully created. Now let me list the files. Okay, so here you can use the ls or ls command at the rate. You can specify the just now we have created. So ideally no files from this stage. Okay, so 0, and then I am going to use the target as well. Okay, this is so we can see the same from the here navigation. Here if you go to the database, yeah, data, under data you have a database. Okay, demo db, and let me refresh. Okay, here we have a target stage and there are no files. Okay, and the stage details. So and here also no files. Okay, let me go back to collapse this one and then move and go back to worksheet. This is the copy file worksheet. Okay, and then now we are going to perform the first. Okay, copy files. Please note that this is the entire different, I mean loading and unloading data. Okay, here for loading and unloading we don't use the files keyword in between copy and into. Okay, so here copy files, so into target location and from what is the source location. So here let me do one thing. Okay, please note that there is no files, so query produce no results because nothing. Okay, here no files present in the source. Now let me upload the files, okay, using the here, okay, option from the database, go to, okay, same data and database, select the source, and then files. Here if you see the, here in the right top, okay, you have a plus symbol, plus files, click and then browse. Here documents, and I have a file, demo files, okay. Here I have, okay, different files. So let me put all these files, okay, open, and then just you can see here, okay, upload. So what is the file name? Here I am using the all the same, okay. So upload. So here, okay, I will tell you that, okay, here we cannot see that files as of now, okay. So to see that one, we have to enable directory tables. We'll do later. Then let me go back to our worksheet. Yeah, so, and then let me collapse this one, okay. Yeah, so now if you see the, if you execute the list command here, okay, you can see all the files, okay. 5 files are there in the our source stage, and target 0, okay. Now let me run the copy files, okay. Previously we have executed without, then we got the output query produce no results. Now we are going to execute the copy files, okay. See here, syntax error, unexpected from, okay. So because we have to use the into is the first, okay, after copy files we cannot use the from. This is the one important, okay. So now we already done this one. Now I am going to execute the valid command copy files into, and after that from, okay. So if you see here, we have copied, I mean all the files, 5 files copied. So output we see file 1, file 2, file 3, file 4, file 5, okay. Now we'll see the list from the target, okay. So earlier 0 files, now we have a files, we have copied, okay, all the files. Now let me remove the files from this one, okay, from the target, okay. So here I am going to remove. So how we are going to use the rmr remove command from the target. So I'm removing, and then once I removing, okay, removed, I am just list the files from the target, okay. This time what I am going to do, see, specify the names of the files to copy from an existing source to an existing target. So here I am going to specify the particular files by using the parameter called the files, okay. Copy files into and from. So let me copy. So this time it will copy only this file, okay. dept underscore 2025-07-25.csv file, copy. Now let me list, okay. So, okay, target stage name, after that file has been copied into file. So now what I am going to do, I am going to run the same command with files which is not available in our source, okay, stage, file2.csv. Let's see what is going to happen when you run this one. See, only one valid file. Please note that. I mean, okay, if file is already present in the target location, it will just okay, override. If file which is specified as part of the files option, okay, if file2 is not present from this stage, we don't get any error, okay. So let me see the okay, files details from the stage, only one, okay. Now let's move on to the another copy files from a specific path on the existing stage to a specific path on the existing target, okay. So now what I'm going to do here, we don't have any csv file over here, correct. So list demo, if you execute this one, okay, we don't get any error, but 0 files. In the similar way, target. Now what I am going to do, from a source I am going to upload the one file into CSV folder. Okay, instead of main stage. Okay, I'm going to create a one folder for that. Okay, what I'm going to do, let me go to databases, and then select this one, and then go to public and stages. Here src stage. Okay, now what I'm going to do, you just click on the add files. Okay, and then browse. So here I'm going to keep the 2024-001 file, and then before uploading you just specify the path. Okay, here I am a subfolder or csv file. Okay, so it will not directly load under the, okay, so it will create a one folder and then copy that file in there. Okay, one file uploaded successful. Now go back to our worksheet. So let me zoom in. Now, sorry. Okay, yeah, we are here. Okay, so now let me see the here csv. So we have, okay, one file. If you don't specify this one while executing the list command, okay, you will get the two files. One is from, I mean, not two, six files. We have uploaded six files, correct? Okay, now okay, we'll see target. From this target we don't have any files. Okay, from this csv subfolder. Now I'm going to we can specify the path as well. Okay, from the source to target. Okay, file is copied. Okay, now let me stage. We have one file. Okay, source, and then target we have a one file from the csv subfolder. One is the existing, okay, which earlier we copied from source to target. Now copy files using pattern matching. Okay, so use the pattern matching to load only okay, files in any path. Okay, compress files. Okay, compress files in any path and the existing. So let's see, do we have any compress files in the our source? Let's see. Let me, this is the target. Okay, I am supposed to see, sorry, supposed to see from the source. What is this one? This is the copy command. Sorry, my bad. Okay, here is the target. Here is the target. Okay, this is the command. So let me, okay, we have a gz. Okay, so now here how we are going to use the pattern. This we are using the pattern is the parameter. So here escape this, okay, before file, and this is the dot csv. This one escapes the dot before the file name. So let me run the file. Okay, so if you don't have anything, then we'll get the 0. Now we have a file. I mean both are same. Okay, so dept, only one file copied. Okay, so without file if you run, then we will see the query produced. Okay, now let me list this one from the target. Okay, we have a zip file. Okay, now see, as explained that here the dot star component represents 0 or more occurrences of any character. So here dot star, and the square brackets escapes the period character that precedes a file extension. Okay, dot csv is there, correct? So that exists. Okay, now this one copy only uncompressed CSV files whose names include the starting sales. Now what we can do, sales files. Okay, if you have a not uncompressed here. Okay, not compressed, uncompressed. Okay, the files which start with the csv files. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, we have a sales files in our source. Okay, we have a sales, two files are there. Now what I'm going to do, before running, okay, I'm just, for our clarity purpose, I'm just removing the all the files which are there in the target. Okay, 3 deleted. Now I'm going to run the pattern with the particular. Earlier only we have a gz. Okay, compressed. Now we have a uncompressed with file name start with the sales. Okay, now I'm running. Okay, 2 files only copied out of 6, I think we have. Okay, now what I'm going to do here, we have another optional parameter, detailed underscore output. Okay, so with the pattern and detail, with the, if you don't specify, okay, detailed output is equal to parameter, then it is considered as a true. That's where we see how many files copied. Now we'll see, we'll run this one with, okay, so now instead of I mean multiple rows, earlier we have seen two rows, okay, with file names, but here number of files copied, see, num of files copied 2 is there. Okay, that is the difference. I mean, when we are using the detailed underscore output is equal to false. Now let me show here, we have a two files. Okay, now copy files using the query. Okay, this is the another option, copy a single file, that file name remains the same in the same as in the source. Okay, target, whatever that file is there in the source, so same. Okay, we'll copy into the target. So now for that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to, okay, select not this one. Okay, so I mean, it's query means not from the table, we have to create. Okay, now let me run the copy files into target and demo.db public, and this particular, I mean, using the select query. Here the file name I am just select query. Okay, select, I'm not using the configuration table, direct hard coded. Okay, file name over here, see, csv file copied. Okay, now list this one, this is the file which we copied. Okay, using the select query. So here this is the file name is the hard coded. Okay, if you run this one just outside, okay, I mean select query, just you will get this one, this is the string. Okay, so that string I have used over here along with the copy. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to run the another uh, command with the select only, but here the file which is not available from our source. Okay, so here file does not exist or not authorized URL. Please note that when we are going to use the as part of the select, okay, option, we got the error. Okay, if you use the, I mean, without select, okay, from class, okay, with files, then we don't get any error, but here we're getting the error. Okay, this is the one difference. Okay, okay, file does not exist or not authorized. Okay, file, so copy and rename a single file. Now, while copying the file, we want to rename that file. See, this is the our file name, correct? I don't want this one. I want to change it to the some 30th like that. Okay, that 2000, any future date or any file name. Okay, so now let me do this one, whether this file is present with the 0730. We don't have any 0730. Okay, now copy file with the, see, select, here I am using the one is the source and another the target name. Okay, renaming the file while copy files. Okay, so see here rename is there. Okay, rename file name we got. Okay, so let me close this one and then let me, so now this time we should have the four files. This is the file which we renamed. Source name is the 25, but target while, okay, we renamed that file name using the select query. Now what I'm going to do here, as of now we have hard coded. Now I don't want to do hard code. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a table. Okay, so copy all the files from a table. Okay, to copy multiple files using the query, you can use the generic query. Okay, so create or replace table. Table name is the config table URL. Okay, so here I'm creating the table and then inserting the files. Okay, this is the files. Okay, let me insert these four files. Okay, so four rows inserted into our configuration table. Let me query the data from our configuration table. Here we have a, what is the source file name and what is the target file name. Okay, we have a complete details. Okay, now, so let me remove the all the files which are available in the target location stage, and here after removing, you can see no files. Now here we have a all the files, required files. Okay, how many files are, 6 files are there from our source. Now I am using the, instead of hard coding, select src file name comma target file name from this table. Okay, so inside, okay, now let's see, file does not exist or not authorized, src stage csv 25 file is not there under csv. Okay, so that's where we got the error. Okay, uh, for that what I have to do, so CSV 20, let me see here. Yeah, files are not there, so list the target files. Okay, whatever it is there, it has been created. Okay, so it didn't fail completely, but we got the error, but whatever that's successful. Now I'm going to recreate this table with this one. Okay, now file copy. Now we have a this one. Okay, and then remove the existing files from the target. Okay, now I'm not sure all the files are present in the let's okay execute this again. If okay, see same. Okay, because the sample okay file does not exist in the sales. Okay, CSV, that's where we got the error. Okay, if you all files are there, then we don't get any error, but whatever that files are there, those files will be copied. Okay, only one file is there, so that file is copied. Okay, now what I'm going to do, uh, let me apply the filters condition. Okay, so I'm removing this one, all the files, and then list. Okay, okay, select, let's see, is there any files like where condition like dep, do you have any files? Yeah, we have a 3 files. Now copy files with the where condition src file name. Instead of all files, I'm going to apply the filter condition dept. Okay, so CSV under folder CSV, it is not there. Okay, now not a problem. That is the okay. Whatever that files are there, see one file is matched. So that one file, because this is the new correct. Okay, target, we have a new file we have given. So that one file is there, matched one. So that file is copied. Okay, and then copy files from a directory table. Okay, so far now we use our own table. So what is the directory table mean? Okay, so how we are going to create the directory table, let's see. Now I'm going to execute this one. Okay, assume that if you have any directory table anything, but after from you have to use the directory keyword, and then you have to use the stage. Here it could be external stage or internal stage, doesn't matter. Okay, now I'm going to use this one. So directory not enabled for the stage src underscore stage. So we have to enable. To do that one, what we have to do? Alter stage name. Okay, set directory equal to enable equal to true. This is the, or you can use the directory command while creating the stage itself. So now I am enabled, and also you can do the same from the Snowflake as well instead of running the SQL query. So here I am using the alter stage. Okay, so statement executed successfully. Now I am going to run the same command, select star from directory at the rate, within the parenthesis at the rate. Okay, now I'm using that. Okay, so you can do anything. Okay, so please note that now we don't have any data from the uh, when you execute this query, even though files are present in the our stage. Okay, source stage. Now what I'm going to do, alter, we need to refresh. Okay, after enabling the directory, if you want to see the files which are already available from the stage. Okay, after creating the enabling the directory, you need to refresh. Okay, for that alter stage name and refresh. Okay, when you do the refresh, see all files. Okay, registered new, registered new, registered new. So description, file registered successfully, file registered successfully. Okay, now when you run the query, select star from directory. Okay, so you will see all the, see difference between list command and here you can apply the you know uh, any filter conditions. Okay, if you do the list, okay, for example, let me do the same. Without directory table, I cannot apply the any filter conditions on this one. If I want to use the filter condition, I have to use the another command. Okay, last query, like that, I have to result scan and last combination of that one. Instead of that, I can directly, if after enabling the directory, okay, you can use the as a table, so that you can perform any filter conditions, where conditions, and then sort by all these things we can. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove all the files from the target. Okay, only one file. So now, okay, with CSV dot CSV files only I'm copying. Okay, so if you have a files in your, okay, in your internal stage, like zip file or parquet file, other, okay, files, this command, okay, by using the, I can apply the all the without using the any configuration table directory. Directly I am using the directory, okay, stage directory table. Okay, now see, inputs to a coffee file should be scoped URL or staged URL or staged URLs. Okay, so here I've used the relative path. Okay, so that's why we got the error. So what is the relative path? Okay, let me execute alone this one. This is the relative path. Okay, so only in the relative path without stage. Okay, without stage name we got. I mean, this is the subfolder within that stage. Okay, that's where we got the that error. So to avoid that one, what we have to use the, we have to use the file URL is the one, another column from the stage directory. So now I am going to use the, okay, so 5. Okay, so now let me run the stage. So we have got the all the 5 files. Okay, that is the way. Okay, because we have applied the CSV. Okay, so directory we have a file URL as well as relative path, and then what are other columns when you run the select a star from, then we will see, so relative path and size last modified, checksum is the MD file, and file, okay, tag and file URL. So we have to use the file URL. This is the file URL. Okay, now, yeah, so I think now what we have to do now, ILUG we have to use this one, both we have used. Okay, so we have done. Now copy files, copy into S3 from the internal stage. So as I mentioned in the presentation, we can copy the files from one location to another location, whereas source could be a S3 and the target could be a internal stage or internal, okay, any combination. Okay, now here I'm just using the S3 bucket. I already created S3. I mean, storage integration and external stage is the S3 underscore stage 1. So let me list the files which are available in the S3 stage. So this is not internal name stage. This is the, see, in my account, AWS account, I have a S3 bucket. Okay, my SF underscore bucket 1, and inbound, under inbound, okay, we have these many files. There are total 7 files are there. See, okay, and then now I'm copying the one file from SRC stage. Okay, so I can remove the files as well here. Okay, from the stage, even we can remove by using the rm command. Okay, so let me remove the all the files. Okay, from, if you have a permission like bucket permission, like read permission, okay, on this bucket. So rm from the snowflake, I have removed the files which are available in the S3. Okay, so now S3 all files removed. Now after removing, let's see, list the files from S3. See, nothing, no files are there. Okay, now I'm going to run the copy command. Okay, into my target is the S3 and the source is the named stage, internal named stage. It may take a while. Yeah, so 6 files copied. Okay, now let's see, uh, you know what I'm going to do, list the, again I'm going to list from the S3. Okay, so earlier we removed, now again we copied using the copy files command. Okay, now I'm going to show you the how to copy the from external stage to internal stage, copy into internal stage from S3. So for that I'm going to create a one new stage. Okay, create or replace stage, called the new underscore target stage. Okay, so new underscore target. So stage area new underscore TRG underscore stage successfully created. Now I am going to list the this newly created internal stage, 0 files are there. Okay, so now I am going to copy from the, here I am using the source as the internal external stage, and target as the internal named stage. Okay, so I'm running this command. So whatever that files are present in the my S3 bucket, those files will be copied into internal named stage, because we used as a target as the internal named stage and source as the S3 bucket. So S3, that means external stage. So here newly created 5 files are there. Okay. So yeah, this command does not support the following, as I explained, that copying files to or from the table stages. Okay. Now I'm using here table stage. How you are going to differentiate this table stage? You have to use the @percentile. Normal stage is named stage. We use the @ only. Now for table stage, you have to use along with the @ you have to use the percentile. Okay. Now I'm going to run the newly created, and DEPT is the table. Okay. So you no need. I mean, no need to create I mean, DEPT. When you create a table, automatically stage will be table stage will be created. So copy file does not copy file not support stage kind table for the stage DEPT. Okay, so the same. Now I'm going to use the, I mean, here I didn't specify the fully qualified name. Even though if you specify the qualified, okay, same error will get. Okay. So when using the stage as a source, copying files to or from the user stages. Okay. Now this is the another type of stage. Okay, internal stage. So user stage. How we are going to differentiate this? I mean, specify the user stage @percentile. Okay, there is no name. So user stage, I mean, for each user. See, I am the one user. We log into the Snowflake. Correct. So for me, one user one user stage is available by default. Okay. So I am going to run this one. See, copy files not support stage kind user for stage. Okay, this is the another one. Now what I'm going to do here, okay, I mean using the into as the stage and copying from the named stage into user stage. See, same will not support. Okay, yeah, that's all from this demo. If you found this video helpful, please give it to a thumbs up and share it with your colleagues and friends. Your support truly helps my YouTube channel grow. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more expert tips, tutorials, and interview questions. Thank you for watching this video. Keep learning, and I will see you in the next one.